The LMS that we're using is CTLS, Cobb Teaching and Learning System. When students first come in, they see several things. First of all, they're going to see their instructors, Jennifer, Cassie, Susan, Carruthers. If you open up each section, it shows you the email, phone number, and a brief statement from the teacher, and the same thing with Miss Carruthers. On the right-hand side, we have the class board. We have virtual middle school calendar, which if I click on the middle school calendar, you will get the calendar for these class and the schools showing what we have going on. To the home page, we have briefly our syllabus, which I'll show you more in depth inside the learning in one of our in the learning resources. On the left-hand side, we have announcements, and I'm going to scroll down. You have our announcements with our standards. Now we have 5 modules. The reason we have 5 modules instead of 10 is because we are on block schedule. A regular schedule is 45 minutes, where a block schedule is 90. So basically there are 2 classes within 1 class period. So that is why there are only 5 modules instead of 10. Now on the left-hand side, we have My Classes, which takes you back to any of the other classes that you were involved in. Home brings you back to the class that you're working on. We have Digital Sessions. We then have class resources, assignments, discussions, and assessments. We're going to click on lesson resource, class resources first. We have our 6th grade math textbook, and we have our syllabus. Now, when we click on the syllabus, it's going to take you to the syllabus. Now, as we go to the syllabus, we have our instructors. We have when our help sessions are available on during the middle of the week. Then we have our full units of study. But we're going to go into our module that we're going to be teaching for this unit, which we have 5 modules. We look at all of our basic activities throughout the entire thing, our overviews, introduction to ratios, our notes, practices, all right, as we go through all these modules will be in each digital session, as well as here. We also have our lesson activities, what we are going to be doing. We have our homework policy, late work policy, grade recovery, AC policy, because this is an advanced content course, netiquette, and system requirements for the students. All right, let's go back into our digital sessions now. I'm going to click on our digital sessions. We have the first session we have is our help sessions every Wednesday at 11 a.m. This is when our help sessions will be for students that are needing help. Now here we have our 6 modules actually, including module 0. So let's look at each of the modules. As I click on module 1, we have, first of all, please complete each step in numerical order. Now we have asynchronous and synchronous, so they could be either or depending on if students are able to make it to class on time. All right, flip grid, we have a flip grid introduction, we have the passcode, and let's look at that. Students will be creating a short video introducing themselves to the class and answering the following questions. What do you know about ratios, rates, and proportional reasoning? What do you want to know? And do you think you can use this unit in real life as an adult? Now, there is already a response from the teachers. Hey guys, my name is Cassie. Now, at this point in time, we're not going to watch the whole thing. That would kind of bore you, but it's okay. We're going to go back into here. The next thing students are going to do is watch a ratio song. It is just a preview. The kids haven't learned anything yet. And then once they watch the song, they're going to be explaining how to use, how you see ratios, rates, and proportions being used in the real world. They'll be using the RACES strategy to respond to the statement, which is restate the question, answer the question, cite information, explain, and summarize. All right, so we're going to look at the ratio song. And no, sorry about that. It was basically but anyway, so this is our video. They'll be watching first. So they'll be getting a preview of what ratios, rates, and unit rates are. All right, the kids are going to click on Class Kick. They are going to log into the class, and they're going to watch they've already watched the video. If they haven't, they'll watch it here. This little thing is a link. Then they're going to respond below to the prompt using the RACES strategy, which they've been learning about through their entire educational experience. All right, next, let's go on to Module 1. We're now in Module 1. Here, we've got the agenda, complete in numerical order. We've got our overview with our essential question, learning targets, our objectives. the first thing the students are going to do is they're going to be getting an introduction. Students will use ratios and ratios to determine the number of balloons. Now this is an excellent activity. Let me get to it real quick. All right, when I click on it, now it told me to click on the balloon float, so they'll click on the balloon float because we've got several of them. We're going to focus on balloon float first. They will be watching a video.
Lifted by helium balloons. A Calgary man flew upward into the sky last night on a chair.
So, then they're going to answer what's the first question that comes to your mind after watching this video. Most kids say, what was he thinking? I agree with them. Then they're going to be working through it, flying high with balloons. Basically, their kids will be able to try it. All right, what happens when you float? Too many balloons, not enough balloons. All right, and it works all through it. Took 4 balloons to make a duck float. Duck weighs 56 grams with 1 balloon. How many grams could you make float? The kids will submit their numbers, so they could pick 4 or 5, submit, and then up 4, not enough. So that's too light. So it takes them all the way through. The kids fill in this information, prediction here, and then they're able to see all the predictions of the other students. So it goes through having things float, not float, float away. It's an excellent assessment for these students. And if you wanted to see it from the teacher side, we don't have a lot of time for that, but it's an excellent opportunity. Kids will be taking notes. There's a link for EdPuzzle. They're going to be watching the rates and unit rates and what are ratios. So they're going to click on EdPuzzle. And here we've got the videos. So we're going to watch equivalent ratios. What are ratios? They'll be watching these videos to take notes. Finish with that, we have the practice, non-graded. All right, it's applying their knowledge learned, and they're going to be going to Class Kick. Now, we're going to click on Class Kick. Class Kick, this is basically notes. They're going to read through this page, return if needed, and the kids are able to write their answers on the board, and I put a sticker on there that says, great job. Now, as we go through, if the kids make a mistake, and I notice I have underneath there, try again, and notice right here, I have a little message to the student. Now, at that point in time, it walks the kids through what are they doing wrong. So I'm able to have a little conversation with the student. They can also do it back to me. So we've had several conversations, either in this form or texting back and forth. It's an excellent site. Now, while we're on here, I'm going to take you all the way to the end. On the last slide is like a little assessment, show what you know. And then this is basically, they get a little grade. It's a formative grade. Basically, it shows, do they understand what they're doing? Now, also, I add up how many points that they have correct. If they had 9 points, they're always welcome to go back and fix it because they are learning. So basically, notice they had 9 correct. It was a 60, not a good grade. They didn't like that, so they went back and fixed it and made it up to a 15 out of 15, which was 100%. So it's a learning tool. So that way, when they get to the final assessment, they know what they're doing. Assessment was show what you know. At the end, number 5, it was within Class Kick and our 4B right here, which we just looked at. Now let's look at Module 2. Module 2, we have our essential question, learning target objectives. All right, we have our introduction. This is on Desmos also. It's an excellent activity. We are doing the robots. All right, so we're going click, let me get out of here real quick. We're going to do the click battle. The kids start it. And the kids are able to, they'll have to, how many times do you think you can click it in 10 seconds? I think I can click it 15 times, share with the class. All right, and then other kids have posted what they thought, go to the next one, and they get to click in 15 seconds. So we're going to do an estimate. We're going to click and see how many times we go through. All right, so basically, 13 clicks because I stopped. But the kids are able to go through it. They're able to talk to each other, find out what other kids think. Excellent site for unit rates. They will go to the EdPuzzle. We're going to be going to rates and unit rates. And then we'll go to the Class Kick again, which shows you Unit 2 ratios and relationships. So I'll show you the edpuzzle.com again real quick. Oh, excuse me. Let me sign. All right. Basically the ratios and unit rates. They're the next 2 videos because like I said, this is a block class. So we have to cover several different things in one period. And then we have our class kick on unit rates and ratios. Basically, we like to keep everything, the kids know exactly what to do. It's not going to be running around trying different things. So we've got, oh, look at here. We have post a selfie with yourself and your notes from last night below. Rates and unit rates. If you do not have notes, rewatch the video on EdPuzzle and rates and unit rates, then post your selfie. And they can post their selfie right here, which adds an image, takes a picture of you, and then you're able to post it right down here. And it goes through the activities where I can come through and put a little sticker on it, etc. Module 3. Module 3, same thing. We've got the application of unit rates. So they're going to be predicting the better deal on Desmos.com. So we'll click on that one. All right, what's the better deal? The kids go in, they type in their information, and then we're going to say which pack of pencils do you think is the better buy. So, oh, I don't know, we're going to pick this guy. All right, and click on next. And then what information about the pencils would help you make the informed choice. And then it gives you more information because you need to know how much it costs. All right, to edpuzzle.com to watch our notes. Then we have another class kick on what's the better deal. Then we have our show what you know. Now it's all the same thing every single day, but now we have a discussion question number 1. Please respond to discussion question number 1 in the discussions tab. So let's go over here to the discussions tab. And we're going to do discussion number 1. So we click on discussion number 1. How are unit rates helpful in solving real-world problems? They will type it in here, and then it will list all of the students' responses underneath. We now have our module number 4. Now this time, we've got our essential question, learning target objectives. Practice application students will use proportional relationships when converting measurements. So they're going to be practicing on class kick again, using proportional relationships and converting measurements. All right, let's go in. All right, and then notice we have a selfie here. We're going to listen to a little strategy. Now here's my little thing I put on. I made a video.
All right, we're going to use our strategy we learned yesterday.
All right.
With
Now
proportions.
what they'll do then is they'll do a little activity. They'll do this. They'll take notes with me, put their selfie here, and then they'll go on through the problem as I check them off. Now we're going to click on take the quiz on usatestprep.com. So I click on this. Sorry, I had to log in, and we have our assessment, our quiz, which in turn will be about 14 questions. Kids can grade my test now or complete later if they have to run to the restroom. Lastly, we have Module 5. Module 5, we have same as normal, but this time we have our summative, showing us what they know. Working in teams, students will inform shoppers how to save money on their groceries. Students will apply the concepts previously learned in completing the Best Buy project. The link we have, first of all, we have our Best Buy project. Now I'm going to show you real quick, just in case, I'll show you in a second, but basically it goes through, all right, what are the requirements, the rubric, what the kids, what they're needing to cover, all right. Now, that have issues reading, I created a video explaining the project, all right. So if I click on this,
all right, guys, are you ready for your Best Buy project? You are now going to apply what we've learned about unit rate.
Okay, and I can click through, and it just walks them through the project. So when I come back here, that was our video. These are the possible resources to be able to put the project on. They can even put it on Flipgrid. They can put it on Office 365. They can put it on use Screencastify. All right, so those are the different ways they can present it. Now, discussion question number 2. They'll do it in a discussions tab. Click on number 2. And then right here, what are some ways you can apply the knowledge you've gained about rates and ratios to real-world problems? And then we can go back to the digital sessions. Let me go back to Module 5, make sure everything's good. All right, and so that's the end of our modules. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. And if you need at any time, go back and look at something slower and push pause if you need it. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.